All right, we're back with another edition. Georgia losing to Alabama 24-21. Dawgs couldn't really stop them at all in the first half. Uh, Bama, our defense looked like Swiss cheese. They were 13 of 19 on third down. Georgia held them scoreless in the second half. We outscored them 7-0. Had multiple opportunities. I was thinking about it today. We should have won that game by 10 points. Thinking about opportunities that were left on the field. I would say it's disappointing. It's not the end of the world. I think in this day and age in college football, you're going to have losses. I think you're going to have multiple losses. It's just disappointing that somehow Bama's our boogeyman, and we can't get it done. And right now, they're our daddies, and that's not a really good feeling. But it just is a matter of fact. I don't know. But go ahead and give us your thoughts because I got a lot.
Disappointed, disgusted. Um, Kirby, and I don't get me wrong. I want everybody to hear me. I appreciate Kirby. I think he is the best coach in America, but I think he is blinded. He stands in front of us and says, "I have the best coaching staff in America." He asks the fans to be elite. He tells us there's a standard. I believe all those things are true, with the exception of the best coaching staff. We got outcoached on Saturday. That's the bottom line. We got outcoached, and we can wrap it up, and everybody wants to say something differently and be all positive. We got outcoached. You cannot allow anybody to go 13 of 19. When your rosters match up, Glenn Schumann, as closely as what these rosters matched up, and allow another team to go 13 of 19 on third down, that's a problem. When you have 4 and 5-star, the best, supposedly, defensive backs out of high school, and we've got 15 fucking coaches coaching defensive backs, and they can't make an open field tackle, that's a problem. That's a problem. And whenever we have stupid-ass penalties, 6 for 68, stupid-ass penalties when you're not that great, I'll be honest with you. I didn't say this at the beginning. I think maybe I did. I don't know. I think this is a 9-3 team with really good coaching. I think it can be 10-2 and get to the playoffs, and we'll see what happens. But that was not it. And we've been out-coached by Alabama and that new staff 2 times now. 2 times.
Yeah.
And I put it on Glenn Schumann primarily. But we weren't any daisies when it came for third downs either. We were, 2 for 8, I think,
Yeah.
on third downs. And then the 4th and 1 call, I know Kirby stood in front of us and told us his rationale. I get it. When you got 2 freshmen starting on the right side of the line where the problem was on that 4th down. And I want to believe in the players, but you also have to coach smart, man. You're starting 2 freshmen in the SEC, and you're putting the pressure on them, and that's where that play got blown up. Georgia could very easily be 0-2. There's a 3-point swing in the SEC in 2 games. We could be 0-2, right? So this team has got to fix some shit and fix it quickly, and it can be fixed. But whenever I saw the roster that we brought into our home stadium, and to see them play and the lack of execution, I'm sorry, That's not the standard that we were led. And of all the shit the fans have gotten, I don't think we can shit on the fans. I think that was a pretty good environment, and the team failed to execute. So I'm pissed, and I'm pissed because I've been led to believe a certain thing, and I get shit is off, but man, shit being off against Alabama at home in our stadium, against a new coaching staff when we played them one time before, and to be as unprepared and ill coached as I saw on Saturday is a real problem for me. It's a real problem, and I think it needs to be called out, and people are not calling it out. And I'm sorry, I'm whatever. I'm 55. I don't give a fuck.
Look, I think outcoached. Yes, I think there was a lack of. I don't understand. And they asked Kirby point blank, what's up with the slow starts? And he said he doesn't know, and I believe him in that. And I also believe that he took responsibility for the loss, and he said it was on him. It was on the coaching staff, that loss was. So, and, that fourth down play, everyone criticizes it. I wouldn't have ran it sideways whenever it's 4th and an inch. And I think it was a first down. I think we got a bad spot. Whatever. Maybe slow it down. Maybe to let replay have a chance
Got
to
our
look at
asses
it.
beat on the right side of the line, Max.
Got
our asses beat on the right side of the line, which is
Yeah,
a
I know.
problem.
But going forward, my point, that's not my point. My point was, I'm okay with going forward on 4th down there. I understand it, actually. But running it sideways doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me whenever you've been chopping at them all game. They weren't able to stop you in short yardage. Even if they could dig their heels in, I think they were tired and beat at that point. And, I don't know why, but it should have worked because, really, and I know I've been giving this guy credit, it was Dontrell Glover who missed his block, and why Juan Gaston got turned is because Glover missed his block. So, and there's dominoes, and people, you have to know offensive line play to understand what's going on. You can clearly see it if you watch the replay. If that happens, Cash Jones either gets a first down or gets 6 if he can stretch it, which he might have. But at the end of that is all execution. And the difference of the game is the fumble. They didn't have a turnover. They should have had a turnover, KJ Bolden. They didn't have a turnover. We did. We turned the ball over in the red area, or close to it. Green area, I guess is what Kirby would call it. And, defense did their part. They got to stop, force them to a field goal. The offense has got to play complementary football. That hasn't happened. So, that's where I come away with this game. I think Gunner played well, right?
I have no problem with Gunner.
I thought the offensive line as a whole all night played pretty well.
Here's the thing. This game was fucked up in stats in a lot of ways because if you looked at it and said, whoever the team, which is most times the case, whichever team runs the ball the best typically wins, minus the turnover being the variable, right? Well,
Right.
I guess that still kind of holds true, but Georgia ran the ball. Georgia was the team that had the most dynamic running game. I'm going to come back to that in a second. But, yeah, Georgia could run the ball. Georgia ran the ball. So in offensive line play, if you go back to what you're talking about, running the ball, okay, I think we can. I think we can run the ball when we want to run the ball, which Georgia has not been able to do for the last couple of years. And I know Kirby emphasized that in the offseason. I think offensively, Bobo did too, and Cyril's and all that. So I give him credit. But dude, as a coach, I get it. You want to believe in your guys. And I've got but the reality is I got two starting freshmen on the offensive line on the right side. And this is the biggest critical play. I could tie the game up or I could go for it. I don't know, man. I mean, whatever. I'm not going to criticize, but here's what I do know. If you're going to go for it, you got to have those offensive linemen on the right side be buckled the fuck up and be ready to play. And we're not. We're not. We're not ready to play that type of brand of football, clearly. And it is irritating to me that we have the lack of execution on the offensive line that I've seen for a while now, man. I've seen for a while. And it's a real problem.
I think you're going to continue to see that in this era of college football. I think it's just a reality. I think we're going to have to adjust to this stuff. Like, I think offensive line play across the country has gone down. And I don't think you're going to see, a unit that executes at a extremely high level. You're just not. Because you don't have the depth to replicate it. You don't have the depth on the defensive side to give guys good looks. I just don't think you're going to be able to have that type of it's just not going to happen.
Well, I know we're bouncing around, but this is what we do, I guess. But the other thing is, we've said all along, is you can't let quarterbacks sit back there and pick you apart. We've got no pass rush. We missed so far this year. Would you agree? We missed an NIL portal. That Mendoza kid.
He's missing.
I think he played 3 snaps. He might as well not played any. We cannot get any pass rush. So forget the open field tackling that I've already talked about. But when you're leaving your defensive backs, which Kirby likes to do, you're leaving them back there and you got no pass rush and you can't affect the quarterback. That's a problem. That's a real problem.
And you're gonna have teams that are gonna, pick you apart. Here's the other thing. I guess we're just gonna keep bouncing around. Now we're on defense. I don't understand why you play cover 4 coverage in the beginning of the game in the first half, and then somehow in the middle of in the first half in the second quarter, you say, well, we're gonna go back to our bread and butter. We're gonna play man to man, have our linebacker spy, and shut them down completely. I do not understand, and this happens every time we play Alabama, why we try to reinvent the fucking wheel. It's really not complicated. And I don't know if Kirby's trying to prove to Alabama, like, hey, you missed, I should have been the next head coach in the waiting. I really don't know his motivations on this stuff.
I don't want to get that far into the fucking psychology, but we've got our asses out coached. I don't give a fuck what the reason is.
Well, it doesn't matter. But
we've got our asses out coached.
Okay, my point is, I don't understand why we try to reinvent the wheel every time, and it's just one team. They don't do it for any other team. With Tennessee, you could say, okay, well, look, we got beat on 50-50 balls. We played well. We shut it down most of the time. They couldn't run on us effectively. We're young. There's going to be growing pains. This game, it made no sense at all. I don't get it. So I'm hoping that the bread and butter continues. I just hope we don't play Bama down the road, because then we'll change it up. Instead of cover 4 this time, we'll go cover 3. I don't really understand that at all. But look, this team's extremely young. There's going to be growing pains. I think I was a little high on my expectations. And I thought we could probably beat Alabama. We should have been beating Alabama.
Should have beaten them. Should have beaten them.
Yeah. And there's going to be growing pains. This is a growing pain. Really, to me, what happens from now to November is the most important part. Because if it continues to look the way it has and they continue to beat themselves, then there's a problem. And I don't know what that problem is. and I don't know how you go about fixing it. We'll see how the season progresses. But if there is changes and they play better as the season goes on, which I have to believe, I have to have some sort of faith that is the case, right? You have to hope that.
Look,
they play better.
there's only, on paper, there's only 5 teams that can match up with Georgia on paper, which is Alabama, Ohio State, Texas, Oregon. Am I missing a couple? Maybe. That's about it. My point is, in the NIL environment, there's not a whole lot of difference between all of those teams. Maybe you throw Penn State in there if I missed them. There's only a certain amount of team. When you look at them on paper, they got 84%, 86% blue chip players. The question is, can you develop those players? Historically, I would say you give me that information, I would give Kirby Smart more than anybody else a chance to develop those players. I don't know. The environment in college football is changing so quickly. I have no idea now. I think there's so many. You ask me, gun to my head, best team in college football right now, I couldn't tell you. We all have warts.
And they're both of them have flaws.
Yeah, every team has warts. This Georgia team, based off if you go back 5 years, has tons of warts. I think we all, including myself, and it's hard. I'm getting my head wrapped around. We got to get rid of that mentality. That doesn't exist anymore.
Right.
So I think it comes down to coaching. Kirby says he has the best coaching staff in America. We'll see if that's true. Based on what I saw on Saturday, I would question that. I don't think that was the best coaching job in America.
No. By far.
So,
you
got, like I said, I opened up with this. You got the best. You got how many coaches in the defensive backfield coaching? You got 13 of 19, and you got a lot of open field tackles that we missed. Kirby has always said this. Football is really fucking simple. Get their asses on the ground, get up, go play the next play. We didn't do that. We didn't get their asses on the ground and go play the next play. And by the way, we haven't talked about this, and I think we should, and I think it's important for us to talk about if we're all being honest. I think Nate Frazier is going to be a very good running back, and I think he has a chance of being extremely dynamic. But the pitter-patting at the hole, and not hitting the hole, and not being able to fucking absorb a hit without fucking putting it on the ground is a real problem. That cost the defense. We shit on them all night on this podcast, but they bowed up and they held them to 3.
Yeah.
And that was a difference in the fucking ball game. Don't put the fucking ball on the ground. And I would say if it was a one-off, it would be okay. No, but I will tell you, based on what I saw on Saturday, he should not be our starting running back.
No.
So that's all I'll say. And until things prove differently, I don't think we can put the ball in his hands and call him our starting running back.
No. Also, where's the tight ends? Where's Delp? Where's Lawson Lucky? Where's Elias Williams? Where's Noah Thomas? I've seen a lot of Colby Young, Zachariah Branch. You know, he made a big catch there on that third down. I don't understand. I do not understand that last possession that Georgia had. I just do not understand at all the play calling, the ideas behind it. You wasted 4 minutes off the clock. I don't understand. Whatever. I'm just gonna let it go. But you know he made. But what happened to Noah Thomas? All I heard this offseason was how great he was. that he was better than Kobe Young and Zachariah
Well,
Grant.
I'm with you. I said it about the red zone offense, but I'll say it overall about the offense. I agree with everything you said. Where are the fucking tight ends? We're supposed to have the best tight end room in the country. And I get it. They're good blockers. I mean, I've seen Lawson Lucky and fucking Delt making some tremendous blocks.
Yeah.
Jesus fuck. They can do a lot more than that, or they should be able to. And then we got 6'4" to 6'5" tight end, wide receivers, and they disappear. I don't understand. I know I don't know as much as Bobo and all the guys on offense, but man, it seems like we have decided that and kudos. We can run the ball. We can run the ball when we want to. I agree. I think that's critically important, but for fuck's sake, man, use some of the weapons and the advantages that you have. And I haven't seen us really do that efficiently all year. Anyway.
I would think with the time this team, I keep saying it, there's a lot of youth with this team. There is. I think with the time and that we're able to run the ball, I think that continues to help this offense. But, now the onus is going to be on the offense to get 30-plus points a game because our defense really, this is probably the worst defense Georgia's had since 2016.
No pass rush.
Our linebackers played really bad.
Loose defensive on the back end. Linebacker play, not great. It's not a good defense.
Yeah, it's not what we expect it to be. No. It's a good defense. It's not where it needs to be.
I don't think it's a good defense. I don't think it's a good defense, Max. When you look at the fucking talent and you look at what, the star ratings, if that's what we're supposed to believe, if it's not that's who you've chosen to have on your team. We should be playing better than what we're playing, clearly. And so they're underperforming. For sure, on the defensive side. I will be honest. It's probably outside of Kirby's first year based on what I've seen. And I could be wrong. Outside of Kirby's first year, it's probably the worst I've ever seen the defense play.
Yeah.
So far. Would you agree?
Yeah, absolutely. But I think our standard is really high. And that's fine. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but our standard is really high.
Supposed to be high.
Yeah. No. I'm not disagreeing with anything that you just said. I'm not. I think our standard's high, and I think that we probably need to adjust because I don't think it's going to get any better as this era of college football progresses.
I think this defense can get better.
Again. Really youthful team, all in every spot. There's not a lot of season on this team. So that part, I'm not. I think there's going to be growing pains. I think we're going to be in knife fights the rest of the year. I think Kentucky is going to be a knife fight. I think
Ole Miss.
Ole Miss is going to be it'll be a death battle. Texas, knife fight. I think Florida is going to be a knife fight. Tech. The way they play, I know I was Saturday whenever we talked about it, I was like, whatever. But now watching how they played against Alabama, I think that's going to be a knife fight. So you're in 5 games at Mississippi State too, by the way. Mississippi State, that game out of all the games scares me the most. Yeah, you have 6 games that are not, I wouldn't say losable. I think we should go in and beat Kentucky, beat Florida, and beat Mississippi State.
What's it going to come down to? Coaching.
And I think Kirby's better than Mark Stoops, Billy Napier, and
he tells us he has the best coaching staff in America. Now's the time to fucking prove it because we didn't see it Saturday.
And Kirby, too, I guess you could take it one or two ways. I watched the press conference today. You can take it one or two ways. He's either nonchalant and not worried, or that he's really confident and he understands the new era of college football and he knows what he has in this team, and he thinks this team's capable of winning a national championship. I have no idea. He seems very confident. So if he is that confident in this team and he likes the way this team, I mean, he has continually said that he likes the makeup of this team. And if he's saying stuff like that, that makes me fair. It makes me feel a little bit better. That's nice copium for me. So we'll see. But you're going to be in knife fights the rest of the way. That Auburn game at night, and they're 1-3 right now. They were, by the way, they were outgained by Texas A&M by 300 yards, and it was a one-score game.
Here's what I would say. I said it earlier in the show. We're pretty easily and pretty quickly without a field goal going the wrong way 0-2 in the SEC. So anybody that's listening to this podcast as a Georgia fan feeling super confident going in any of these games, I would say, what the hell? And I'm not trying to munson anything, but based on what you've seen thus far, exactly what you said, I see every single one of these. Man, oh man, we're in for a season. It's going to be tough. And if we come out of this thing 9-3, 10-2, it will be a credit. Just, Kirby can do it, but it'll be a credit to this coaching staff because I think it's going to be this tough. I think it's going to be that tough to come out of this thing without a 9-3 or 10-2.
Well, and I know a lot of people are like, well, then that means Georgia's. I don't think that means Georgia's out of anything. I really don't. I think Bama's gonna lose another game. I think Texas is gonna lose a game. I mean, no one's talking about it, but they gotta go into the swamp and play Florida. This is probably Billy's last stand here. I wouldn't be shocked if they pull.
I'm not. And we're talking about standing shit like that. I'm not. It's just way too early.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is every team. There's no team that's going to have a blemish on its record.
No, they're all flawed.
They're all extremely flawed, and so I think it's not out of the realm of possibility that you have a number one team that has 2 losses. We're just in that era of football.
It's almost like the NFL. It is gradually getting more and more towards the NFL.
It's a slow march to it, yeah.
Yes, that's what we're getting to. So
it sucks. I don't like it.
I'm not gonna panic. But I am disappointed. I thought we would have done better. I really mean that. I would have thought we would have. The penalties, the lack of third down stops at home in that environment, I would have thought those were things that Georgia as a program would have had buttoned up, and we clearly didn't. So, and the tackling issues more than anything else, that concerns me. So, do I think those things can be corrected? Sure. I absolutely do. I think they're talented enough. But we've got a long way to go, man. And we're about to see if Kirby has the best coaching staff in America because I haven't seen it thus far.
On the flip side to that, Georgia could be undefeated.
Yep. Or they could be a 0-2 in the SEC.
Yeah. So
this is where we are in college football. It's why coaching matters.
Oh, I want to add 2 things real quick, just housekeeping that have been bothering me, and I don't know if they bothered you. 2 things. 1, Kirby calling the timeout before the 2-minute warning did not affect the game at all. I don't know what Chris Fowler and Kirk Herbstreit were doing. They're both retarded. I don't really like them that much. I started doing the math in my head. Dude,
that's the reason I don't listen to any pregame shit or anything. I would rather listen to Butte.
Anyway, point being, it was a difference of 15 seconds. A minute and 10 versus a minute and 25. It was 15 seconds. 1 minute and 10 is plenty of time to go down and score. So Kirby taking that timeout was him betting that his defense could get a stop, which they did. Refs, whatever. Second thing, Ellis Robinson jumping on the pile. First of all, they blew the whistle late. I don't care about that penalty. I don't think it didn't affect Georgia winning or losing that game. I don't, again, know why they were really emphasizing on that. That did not cost Georgia at all. Did not cost them.
No, but it was
stupid. But they blew the whistle late and they had that pile. Whatever.
Wait a minute. So there's several different things. We're going to talk about this that we can talk about. Number one, I agree. Didn't matter. Game was already lost. All that kind of shit. Right? But it was unnecessary. And if you're a 4 and 5 star guy that's cruised your entire way through everything and never had, and I'm not saying this about Ellis, don't know that. But you got to understand, shit has consequences. And when you do stuff that is unnecessary, at the end of the game, like launching your fucking body across, they're going to call that because it's what everybody sees. And when you leave with your fucking helmet, yeah, it's going to end up costing your team, dude. So there's no fucking reason to do it. So we got to coach at least being smart, because that was fucking not smart. And we can say it didn't cost us. It didn't. But if we don't correct the fucking problem, and right now these guys are going to think they coasted their way through, everything's been gravy. Well, this is a whole different fucking ball game, bro. You can't be launching yourself when shit doesn't matter with your helmet spearing somebody. You just can't do it. So
you're not called spearing anymore.
Well, I don't give a fuck what they call it, but he launched.
No. What I was saying was they were spearing multiple times.
But anyway, I agree. It didn't cost us anything, but it was a stupid fucking thing to do, and we should be coached better than that. That you can't do that shit.
I don't know. I didn't think it was overly dumb. I think it was undisciplined.
It'll be called 9 times out of 10, Max. So why do it?
Hey, not arguing with it. I think it was dumb, but it's not the end of the world. I'm going to defend the player.
Keep defending the players, and they don't fucking learn from the shit. I am tired. These motherfuckers are getting paid now. So my gloves are coming off a little bit. And so I would say, simple, don't do it.
I agree with that. All right. Those were just two housekeeping things I wanted. So that the timeout thing, really, that irked me. It irked me whenever I was watching the game. Because I totally understood.
If you want to question the 4th down call, I'm fine with that. Because I think that is questionable, in my opinion. The clock management, not going to really get into. 4th down call, I think you should have kicked a field goal. I really do. But that's hey, I'm here sitting on the sidelines not getting paid shit. And so I'm not going to kill somebody for that. They're in the moment and they make the decision, they believe in their team. Good. I'm all for it. But when that shit doesn't work out, you got to understand, you open yourself up for this type of conversation.
Yeah. No.
I'd kick the field goal. Tie them at home and force extra minutes in my environment. I like my chances on that. But that's, whatever. That's where we are.
I could be swayed either way on that 4th down call. If I was gonna do it, I would not run sideways. That would be the one thing that would be my only thing. Do not run sideways.
What would really wear on my head if I was making that decision, I would like to think I got 2 freshmen on the right side of this line. And that would really have to be a major consideration.
Run it to the left.
Well, yeah. That doesn't mitigate the shit on the right side, as we know.
No, it doesn't. But I just, and also I'm fairly confident Gunner got that first down. If you just gave him a beat just a beat, I
Doesn't
think
matter.
we would have done that first down. Doesn't matter. Nope, none of it matters. All right, bury it. It's gone. Done. We'll keep talking about this all day. All right. So remember to like and subscribe. Comment what you think Georgia's got to do from the rest of the year. What are your expectations moving ahead? I still feel decent. It just sucks. Got to swallow the bad medicine sometimes. So comment. Remember to like and subscribe. Follow us on socials at Terminus Sports _ATL on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Anything before we go?
Nope.
Okay. Oh, also probably Thursday or Wednesday, have a video up talking about Kentucky. I don't even know what the spread is. I haven't looked. I can't bring myself to it quite yet. But I would say whatever it is, don't take Georgia because I think you're going to see a team that kind of has a malaise about it. And also the crowd is going to have a malaise. And if Kirby wants to bitch about that crowd, he's playing with fire.
You might want to look at the 11 on the field, Coach.
Yeah, not good. So, all right, we'll see you on the other side.
All right, see ya.